So good evening. So good evening, everybody. So the project that was given in the last class, this is the solution to it. So I expect that everybody put their hands on this project. So let us go over it again. So this is the solution file. Not this. Sorry. Yeah. So this is the file that we worked on the last time, and this is the dashboard that we built. But I was expecting that you guys will go on your own, look at the data, and just freestyle with it. Look at it and see how you can analyze it on your own. The one we did last time, we analyzed the average income per purchase of gender. So you can see we created a dashboard. We found also we analyzed the count of purchased bike, the customers that purchased the bike in relation to their distance from work. So we also use the age brackets to know if what particular age brackets are buying more bikes, which gender is buying more bike, and compared, is it their income? Is it because of their income, or are there any other reasons? But if you check our table, we find out that it's not just only we have a column there of purchased bike, which is a Boolean data, yes or no. We also have homeowners. You can also analyze homeowners also. We also analyze not only we can also analyze their marital status. Married people buying more cars, or we can analyze this data also as yes, we can analyze and compare the marital status to homeowners, whether we have more, whether single or whether married or single people have homes or rented apartments. You can be creative with any of this, but let us go. I think I used cars. I analyzed cars, not bikes. So let us go to our project file now. So you see here, this is our data set from the beginning. And the first thing you have to do is you have to familiarize yourself with the data, right? You go through, let us add, yeah, for the people that didn't follow from the beginning, our class from the beginning, where we did some data cleaning. So we are going to go through the processes of data cleaning. The process of data cleaning, number one, is to check for empties, to check for blank spaces. Now one of the prerequisites, one of the most important thing, the reason why we clean our data is for standardization. We want our our cases to be standardized. So we don't want, look at this purchased bike, column M, for example. We don't want capital letter yes and small letter yes, because computer takes things literally. So if you have capital letter no and small letter no, computer sees it differently. It's only you that knows that it's the same. So we want to make sure everything is consistent, right? So we check for that. We can also use let us do it like this, and filter. to check if there are blank spaces, right? Or blank spaces. Or you can also use the count blank function. Let us go to the end. We can use our control down to get to the end and use our count blank function. I love our count blank function. So you drag it all through and find out that we don't have any blanks. We don't have blank space. So we delete it. So the next step is to check for duplicated columns. Our data is pretty consistent. We'll have to do some operations on this anyway, but let us first check for. So one of the things about checking for duplicated columns is this. So you have to go through your columns and use the one that is unlikely to have that is unlikely that should unlikely have a duplicated value. So let us, for example, in our column right now, you can see marital, gender. You can see that female and male, of course, will be repeated throughout. So you can't use any of these columns. But the column you can use is the ID. The ID is specific, right? We should not have double IDs. So let us use that. One of the things that the next step is to come to conditional formatting in the Home tab, then go highlight cell rules, then duplicate values, right? So you see about duplicate values now. But like I said, one of the things that you want to do is to go through it first to find out that they are truly duplicate values. But you know, one of the things about analysis is that you have to first familiarize yourself with data and know your data. So if you know your data, you might not need to just go through it. You know that, or if Excel is saying this is a duplicate value, then it's probably a duplicate value. But it won't take you any harm to just go through it and make sure that they are truly duplicate values, right? Because you are going to delete them, right? So go through it. Then we come to data. Then you come to okay. Then you click and you say remove duplicates. My data as it as okay. So 26 duplicate values found and removed. 1001 unique values found. Okay, thank you, Excel. So the next step right now is to, okay, is to, now we want to populate, we don't like our marital status with M and S. Let us make it married and single. So we find, use find and replace. So in this column, okay, so when you see M, okay, this column, so married, please off. Thank you. S. Single. Thank you. Go to our next column. This column. Yeah. Find out select. Find out replace. Female. So, email, replace all. Good. So the next step, right, if you are sure that our data is clean, is to make it a table, format it and make it a table. Is a good practice to first format your data as a table before creating your pivot table or pivot chart. The reason being that when you format your data as a table, when you don't format your data as a table, let me give you guys an example, and you create a pivot chart, it hard codes it. If you want to add any other thing to the table later on, maybe you get another idea about you want to analyze your data, you want to add something, probably you want to use cars now and add another column, or you want to just add that. It's not possible. That's why it's good practice to first make your data into a table. So Control C. So you click, make sure that my table has headers, and you click OK. Okay. Let us move our filters first. Control T. Then you press Control T. Okay, thank you. So pivot. Yeah, and one of the things you want to do is to name your table. Let us name our table. Cars. Cars. Let us just name it cars, right? Cute. So next step is to, and it's good practice to name your worksheets as you open them. Five, but let's name it 5 but. The project we did the last time, we used bicycles, but now I want to use cars, right? So you come, you insert whatever, you write the name of your table here, then you click OK. Now look at this. Now we have our filters, our rows, values, and columns. So our cars. Okay. So the income, sum of income. So now I want to know, if you go back to you can quickly populate a column right now and say, let's insert a column. And this is one of the benefits. I hope you guys are watching. One of the benefits of making your data set into a table is that, let us name this table cars. Yeah, cars. Yes or no. So let us use the conditional statements. If app, if I, now the one of we call this structured referencing because it's a table, but that one is, this is not this this lesson is beyond the scope, but just trust the process. Normally it's supposed to just put, you can just use I2 also and it will work. So let us use I2. I2. If I2 is greater than 0. Yes. So you've seen we've populated the column, and let us see that's populated a column with yes or no. So if you can see that this cars has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we just want to know the people that have cars and people that don't. That don't. So let's go back to our pivot table and refresh. And you see that it has come out on our pivot table. So that's the beautiful things about making our pivots, our table, our data set into a table. It makes sure if we didn't do that, we won't be able to do anything. We have to start all over again. So you can just go there, find out how you want to analyze your data, and maybe you get a new idea, and you come back here to analyze. So let us change this to the average. So average, you want to find out the average of the amounts. Gender, so gender, male or female, and let us see whether they got cars. So we can see, let us format our numbers here to no decimal place. So we did this with bicycles in the last class, but now we are using cars. And let us see SAT recommended charts. So can add our labels, our axis titles, say gender. Gender and the income. Our charts title will be let us call it purchases bike purchase average income by average income. So one of the things I like doing is to make this I like anything yes to be green and no to be red. So let us do that. So yeah, options. Data series. Yeah. Let's make it something, yeah, like this, and this green. So what our data is telling us is that the higher, okay, yeah. So people with higher average income get bikes, right? So these are okay. So generally, we see that males have an higher average income than females, and we see that the people with higher average income are more likely to get a bike than people with a lower average income. So income plays a role in bike purchases, right? So that's what this data is telling us, right? So gender. I will change this into gender. Okay, but let's just leave it. So how can we analyze our data again? In these fields, we have let us add another pivot table. So we can analyze, you can also use the commute distance from work to say that okay, our distance from work have 0 to 1 miles, 1 to 2 miles, 2 to 5 miles, 5 to 10 miles, 10 plus miles. But if you notice something about this our column and the data here, it's already sorted, right? And it's not going to be sorted on your own computer. So if it's not sorted, this is what you do. You can copy everything out. Maybe your 10 miles is in the second position in this array. So what you do is that you copy it out. You copy it out. Paste. So after copying it out, you select it like this. Then you go, you sort, then custom sort. Then you come here, options, not here, sorry. And what next? Yeah, you come here, then you say custom lists. Now you notice that from this side downwards are custom lists. So this is what you do to it. So in this place now, you enter your values in the way you want them sorted. Then when you enter, you add, then you press OK. Then you press OK. Then you come back here. When you are done, immediately you press OK, you see that the ones here will get sorted. Then you come back here. Sorry. Then you come back here to sort it in descending, in ascending order, right? So you sort it, and so but now we already have our data how we want it. Okay. So the next step now is to use our commit distance and to see whether let me delete this. Whether distance plays a role in them having cars or not. So, or not sum of cars. We want count of cars. Count of cars. Cars, yes, no. Okay. Let's see. Let's visualize the data. Recommended chart. Let's use our line data. Just okay. What do you see here? What do you notice? You notice that as the miles increases, as the distance between the miles increases, the likelihood of having a car trends down for yes, and it also trends down for no, for those people that don't have cars. But this is not what I think. This is what should be focused on. So the people that have cars, you can see that the number trends down. So which is interesting because so the people that are closer to work have more cars than the people that are farther away from work, which we will need more investigating to know why. But that's what our data is telling us right now. So another way to analyze our data is that let us insert another pivot table. Cars. Okay. So let us see. We can also analyze it from the amount of children they have, right? So we can ask that the more children they have, should they have? We want to analyze, should they have less cars or should they have more cars? But my own hypothesis will say, well, the more children we have, we should have more cars. We should purchase more cars, just as the first thought, right? So let us use that and check cars, count of cars, and also no, not some count. Mm. This is interesting. So look at what we are saying. So, sorry. So at zero, mm, mm, oh, mm. So the likelihood of having a car, the children they have, the less likelihood of them having a car. Interesting. For children, so 10 cars, 195, 165, 198, 76. So let us move our, let us create our. So we also have other just you can also use education. You can use marital status and any other way you want to. You can use the age. We did that in the last class. So let us name this dash. So let us copy. So move our grid lines. Can give it a color. Sets. Give it ownership dashboard. So let us add our slicer. So okay, let us make this. Let us distance. So if our data is telling us that the closer someone is to work, the chances that he has a car. So we need to survey and find out why. Why are the people further away from work less likely to have a car? Might find out some other info. And okay, we did. Here's the one of children. Out of cars, no. We did one with children. Children. Yeah, okay. Children. So children. So let us add slicers. So this is showing the bike purchase by average income of each gender, female and male, the distance of work in relation to their car ownership, and the number of children they have in relation to the cars. So you can also check because in our data we have region, so we can filter it by region. So we can add, let us add a slicer. You can check Europe and also check education, right? Yeah, you can check education on the slicer. So when you're adding a slicer, the slicer is connected to the pivot charts that was highlighted when you clicked it. So for example, you see that, okay, it was highlighted to with this. So you see that this changes Europe, North America, and the Pacific. So what is happening in Europe? So that means that if these people, even with longer distances to walk above 2 miles, do not have cars at all. So let us connect this slicer to our other charts, here. So slicer connection. Okay. So you see that it's interactive now. So in Europe, interesting. Mm, mm, North America. Mm. There's something interesting here that happened. So in North America, it's almost as if females earn more, or they are almost close to the male, right? But the males buy more. Okay, the males buy more cars than the females. Okay, Pacific. Yes. So that's it. So you can add as many slices as you want. Just get the idea how you want to analyze your data. So let's say bachelor's degree in Europe. So it's as simple as that. So you just have to familiarize yourself with your data. You have to first understand, of course, what qualitative and quantitative data, the your qualitative data, which is your nominal and cardinal. For example, this is an example of this is an example of a nominal and ordinal. Sorry, not cardinal. Cardinal data. Cardinal data is not numeric, but it can be no, ordinal and nominal. Ordinal is not numeric, but it can be ordered. You can see that it's 0.1 mouse, 2 to 5 mouse. It can be ordered from the from the lowest to the highest. Also, this is another example of ordinal data. So you have to, when you are exploring your data, these are the things that you observe, right? This is a Boolean data, yes or no. So this will give you an idea of how to plot your data on the or the kind of charts to use, right? So thank you very much. We'll see you later.